Expect a chance of thunderstorms Monday through Wednesday with temperatures in the 80s on Monday.
Welcome to the Tropical Update. I'm meteorologist Warren Madden. Been a very active first part of the season 2003-wise. We've seen now 5 systems form, 4 of them named, and the 5th one may end up being a named system here. Actually, I'm going to take that back. We've had another tropical depression that didn't quite make it, but we've had 4 named systems, and it's looking like we could have 5 here shortly. Let's go to the maps, and we start off with the big picture, the Atlantic Basin. And already on this week of July, we've seen one system, Hurricane Claudette, make landfall on the Texas coast and then exit the picture. Now we still have 2 other systems to contend with. One, here, northwest of the Azores, that's Tropical Storm Danny. 2, a new system that was just classified today, that's this one, Tropical Depression 6. Let's look at both of these. We'll start off with Danny. As of the 11 p.m. advisory from the National Hurricane Center, it is placed, the center of which is placed 565 miles southeast of St. John's, Newfoundland. But it's about midway between Newfoundland and getting over toward the Azores, which are these islands right here. Top winds about 60 miles an hour. It's moving east right now at 14 miles an hour. Estimated central pressure at 10 millibars. Take a peek, though. It's been having some rough times. If you'll note, during the course of the last 12 hours, the convection's died down, and it's actually been blown away from the center of circulation. If you look closely, there's the center of circulation right there, totally exposed with all of the remaining convection on the eastern and southeastern side. It's now making a turn to the southeast. By the way, here's the Azores over here. And it is expected to continue to turn and basically make a big loop around the mid-Atlantic ridge. And as it heads back southward, it will, at least in the near term, weaken, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that it couldn't strengthen again as it gets back south into warmer waters and less shear. Heading south, by the way, that's where we're going. One last comment on this. It's still just out in the open water, only a danger to marine interests. Now, this is something we definitely need to be keeping track of. Tropical Depression 6, as of the 5 p.m. I have to check. We should be on the 11 p.m. advisory here. I know the 11 p.m. advisory was still a tropical depression. Still top winds of about 35 miles an hour, but it is trying to get better organized, and it is tracking off to the west. And let's take a peek at it right now, and there we have it. And seeing the convection, it's not too much shear for it to encounter right now. It's in an area that's favorable for development, and the official forecast does grow it into a tropical storm over the next 24 hours. If it does do so, it would be Tropical Storm Erica. And interests in the Leeward and Windward Islands, which are these islands right here, still about 1,000 miles away, but you need to be paying attention. Current forecast track takes about 3 days for the storm to cover that distance. We'll have to see what happens in that time. Let's head over to the Gulf and the Caribbean. Things relatively quiet here. Bit of a cluster of thunderstorms blowing off the Yucatan Peninsula into the Bay of Campeche, but no development expected in this region. But on the western side of Mexico, well, one quick look in the Gulf of Mexico, again, fairly quiet here and no big problems in terms of tropical development, certainly after Claudette. West side of Mexico, we're seeing Tropical Storm Felicia heading westbound still, and it's been weakening a bit. As of the 8 p.m. advisory, top winds 40 miles an hour, moving west at 18 miles an hour. It's centered almost 1,355 miles west of Acapulco. It's headed outbound. Well, stay with us as we look at our current conditions. Still some stormy weather in the northern plains and the upper Midwest. We'll take a look at it all next.
How do 3 interns research how people use Dell PCs? Hit the highway. What'd we find? Some use their PC with the Dell handheld to stay connected. Others use them for entertainment and sharing their lives. And with a Dell Dimension and a digital camera, other people share moments. Somewhere around Bismarck, it hit us. What if Dell bundled the things people used to get the most out of their PC? That way, getting their own perfect PC would be even easier. All it took was a few thousand miles, a few stops, and a few bags of ice.
Howdy, man. Add a PC bundle to any Dell system and get up to a $75 mail-in rebate. To learn more, visit us at Dell.com/roadtrip. And right now, a Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor is just $499 after mail-in rebate. Plus, for a limited time, get a free DVD burner upgrade. Check out our notebooks, too. Your perfect PC and more. Easy as Dell. Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
What time is it? Subaru all-wheel drive time. Time to get it all. Up to $2,000 in customer cash rebates depending on model. And financing as low as 0% APR. Time to get incredible savings on an incredible all-wheel drive 2003 Outback, Legacy, or Baja. That's up to $2,000 in customer cash rebates and 0% financing. Hurry to Subaru all-wheel drive time now, because time runs out July 31st.
Subaru, driven by what's inside. At Luxair Heating and Air Conditioning, when we deliver and install a new home comfort system, we're also delivering a whole lot more. Through our partnership with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, we're helping make wishes come true for children with life-threatening...
Expect a chance of thunderstorms Tuesday through Thursday with temperatures in the 80s on Tuesday.
Well, good morning and welcome back. It's 15 minutes past the top of the hour. Time for your tropical update, and we're keeping a close eye on a new tropical depression that has developed in the Atlantic. It is Tropical Depression number 6. You can see it here. It's getting closer towards the Windward Islands. Other than this feature, and of course we still have what's left of Danny, which is now a tropical storm. That's about it in the Atlantic Basin. So let's go ahead and take you in a little bit closer. First, the specifics on Tropical Depression number 6, located at 12.4 north, 44.2 west, or just over 1,000 miles to the east of the Lesser Antilles. The winds at 35 miles an hour, moving to the west at 15. Pressure is estimated at 29.80 inches or 1,009 millibars. Here's a close-up look at Tropical Depression number 6. Now, all interests in the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico really need to monitor this system as it continues to work its way eastward, or westward, excuse me. It is expected to decrease in speed and also move into a more favorable area. So we could potentially see strengthening. In fact, there's a possibility that this could become a tropical storm later today, and there's the possibility tomorrow that Air Force Recon is going to go ahead and fly into the storm starting tomorrow, but we'll keep you up to date on that. Tropical Storm Danny, it's been downgraded from a hurricane. Wind still at 50 miles an hour, and it's moving east-southeast. It's moving around a subtropical high. It's expected actually to pass to the southwest of the Azores as it's continuing to work around that high, but it is also expected to dissipate. You can also see here that a lot of the convection is well removed from the center, where the center of circulation here is well to the north and west of the convection. As we take you now into the eastern Pacific, Tropical Depression Felicia, winds at 35 miles an hour, moving to the west at 16. It's expected to weaken and it forecast to dissipate. You can see Felicia here is currently just at the edge of your screen, still providing some convection, and it's waxing and waning. As we take you finally into the western Pacific, dual typhoons. The second one here to the east of the Philippines is expected to continue to strengthen and affect the northern Philippines in the next day or so. Now let's take you into the lower 48. Here's Bob with Storm Watch.
And severe weather continues to threaten parts of the northern plains. We could see damaging winds and hail. Be careful, severe weather in Minnesota now, west central Minnesota. There's some severe weather going on and remaining in parts of northeastern parts of, say, South Dakota in that general area. So we're looking at rough weather now. So notice we've got a front, and as that front slides toward the south and meets up with southerly winds carrying moisture, more of these storms could fire. So be careful in the northeastern part of South Dakota, also in west central Minnesota. Severe weather has been going on during the past 30 minutes and continues as these cells move toward the southeast at 20 miles an hour. Here's a check of your perspective from Iowa. Notice looking up toward the northwest. Strong storms across I-29. These are moving toward the southeast. Hail damaging winds. A pretty good cell there right along I-90 just west of Worthington. So not a good idea to be driving westward. And look at this cluster of storms. Nasty. You can sure hear the boom of that thunder outside and the flash of that lightning you can see out your window. Look at that. Around Watertown, nasty weather moving toward the southeast. A lot of these storms have been severe. And also we're watching the western part of Kansas. It's going to be a hot one today.
but just some showers right now. Checking the southeast, most of the activity offshore of the Carolinas, well offshore. I mean, they're not even hugging the coast, most of it, but still be careful as we look at the radar. And there's a check of what's going on in terms of your current weather.
Well, coming up on Weekend Now, Cheryl Lemke and Bill Keneally will have the latest forecast from coast to coast.
They'll tell you about the east. Here's New York. Beautiful.
Weekend Now is sponsored by Wachovia Securities. Together, we can achieve uncommon results.
What can a toy store teach us about disciplined investing? Not everything that catches your eye is worth buying. At Wachovia Securities, we learn from the world around us to help you find investments that are right for you. Together, we can achieve uncommon results. Wachovia Securities.
If you're tired of doing the twist with your handheld brush cutter, now there's an easy and affordable way to mow rough areas. Introducing the new low-priced 7 horsepower Scout DR Field and Brush